Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. Today we have a new pre-con deck for all of y'all to get into. So before we get started, don't forget comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below are gonna feed that YouTube algorithm. Plus, subscription's free and it keeps the sponsor free. So liven it up. So today we have Planeswalker Party. We're going to look at some of the new cards in Planeswalker Party. We'll do an evaluation later of all four decks once they've all been spoiled, along with the set. Today, we're just looking at the juicy stuff. So, let's get into it. So, we're going to start things off with, they did leak a few more cards from Commander Masters. Surprise, it's the dual lands. Everybody knew those were probably going to be in there. And voila, here they be. So, yeah, just get that out of the way. All right, moving on. Now, next we have Jayas Phoenix. I still can't say her name right, man. God bless, rest in peace. She's probably turning over in her grave. Anyway, red and 4 for this 3/3 flying haste. When it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, copy the next loyalty ability you activate this turn. When you activate it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Whenever you cast a Planeswalker spell, you may return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is a really good card. 5 mana is a lot, so I mean it's not busted or anything, but this is a good power level card that will probably see a lot of play in any red deck that has Planeswalkers. I mean the ability to copy your Planeswalker's abilities when you tick them up can be huge. Some Planeswalkers, as you guys know, have devastating effects. This will never obviously be a commander or anything, but this is a great card for the 99 and can have, with flying and haste and the ability to copy if it hits planeswalkers, the ability to just go crazy. And remember, this is in a deck called Planeswalker Party, so there's going to be planeswalkers. We hope. Might be a small party, the way Wizard reprints. But anyway, we have Chandra, Legacy's Fire, a red and 4, 3 loyalty. At the beginning of each instep, Legacy of Fire deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. +1, add a red for each planeswalker you control. Okay, we see a theme here, Planeswalker Party. 0, remove a loyalty counter from each of any number of permanents you control. Exile that many cards from the top of your library. You may play them this turn. This is really cool in a Planeswalker deck because you don't have to exile Chandra's stuff. If you have other Planeswalkers who are just kind of in there for giggles, but ticking them up doesn't do a whole lot and they don't have a real down ability, like you can use Chandra to just start jerking counters off of them to do other things. This is pretty cool for 5. I'm not going to lie, but between this and, well, I mean, you only get one of it, so I think it's a good card. Again, not super busted, but will be fun to play, and will have a pretty powerful effect on the board. Next we have, in Planeswalker Party, we have Vranos, Masked Inquisitor, a new Planeswalker. 2 blue and 3. It'd be funny if this was Jace. Anyway, 2 blue, 3 for a 5 loyalty, so it's on rate. +1, up to 2 other target Planeswalkers you control phase out at the beginning of your next end step. This is great Planeswalker protection for him and another Planeswalker, or for other Planeswalkers who may be loyal and loyalty who can't take a hit, like this guy will be able to at 6 loyalty. Really cool. I like that. -2, for each opponent, return up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls to its owner's hand. Kind of like Jace, right? No, I didn't read ahead, I swear. But that's also very cool because it says non-land, so it can actually be a really great card to deal with things you can't deal with in color blue. Like my blue-black commander deck doesn't have a way to deal with enchantments really, or artifacts. This would be a good way to do that, to at least buy me a turn. So kind of cool. -7. Target artifact you control becomes a 9/9 construct artifact creature, gains indestructible vigilance, and the creature can't be blocked. That's really the most unappealing effect on this card. I don't know if I'll ever use it. I'm sure there'll probably be some point where it'll be necessary. But it's not something you're going to race to. And because of that, it might get people to leave this Planeswalker alone a little more than they should. letting you do and let them target other planeswalkers because the -7 ain't all that terrible. So very interesting card, interesting planeswalker. I like it. Like the art. I think it's pretty sexy. Definitely putting this one on my decks. Next we have Sparkshaper Visionary. Human Wizard, blue and 2 for an 0/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose any number of target planeswalkers you control. Until end of turn, they become 3/3 blue bird creature tokens with flying, hexproof. And when this creature deals combat damage to a player, scry 1. Now, there for a minute, I didn't like this card, but then I liked it. It was the part I didn't like when it says, turn your planeswalkers to 3/3 blue creatures with flying. But then I saw, with hexproof. Meaning, they can't be killed now. And whenever this creature deals combat damage, scry 1, yeah, that's a great bonus. Probably the biggest thing about Sarkhan as a planeswalker, he's really cool. I love Sarkhan. He's my boy. But every time you turn him or other planeswalkers you have into dragons, it makes them vulnerable to creature removal. And there's nothing better than spending a 2-mana creature removal spell on a planeswalker that costs 5 delay that you have no way to deal with because it became a creature. So, with that being said, especially being a blue card, this seems pretty cool. And I like how that kind of looks like Ral Zarek, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not Ral. He's the kind of tweaky bastard that would do something like this other than steal your copper. But anyway, I like the card. It's pretty good as a rare. I don't know how much value. It's not going to be all that great valuables. They're only 3/3s, right? But I think it's really cool. I like it, and I like the flavor. So, good card. Next, we have Teo GeometricTactician. So, this is a new Teo. The old Teo used to make 0/5 walls, or 0/3 walls, 0/5. Anyway, point being. This one's a white and 2 for a 3 loyalty. Whenever he enters the battlefield, you create an 0/4 wall with Defender and Flying. That's actually really cool. Bonus to get with him. Plus, if you bounce him or phase him or make him lead the battlefield, come back, like ETB effects, it could be really cool. +1, you and target opponent each draw a card. Okay, that's kind of for the Nadlickin version. -2, choose left or right. Until next turn, each player must attack only the nearest opponent in that chosen direction and planeswalkers controlled by that opponent. So, this is all kinds of shenanigans, and I like it. Simply because of it. But again, this is one of those cards where you can just tick him up constantly and then use Chandra to pull counters off to play cards off top of your deck and be okay with it. And worst case scenario, you can make people not attack you. Or make somebody attack somebody else. Like, if the person on your right's got this massive field and you know you're a dead man when it's their turn, on your turn, you're like, you can only choose to attack people on your right, which means the person on your right can't attack to the left, which means you'll be fine. Now, the person on your left, he's got to make sure he doesn't have anything to bust you in the face either. But pretty cool. I like it. Nice card. Anake Oathkeeper. That is a hell of a dude right there. White and 1 for an 0/4. Ogre Spirit. Creatures can't attack planeswalkers you control unless the controller pays 1 for each creature that they control. That's attacking a planeswalker you control. 2 white and 4. You can exile them from your graveyard. Return target planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. The first effect's great as a mitigator to keep your planeswalkers alive. The last effect, though, is the real powerhouse that for 6 mana you can jerk a planeswalker out of your graveyard to the battlefield. And mind you, this is not something that's a sorcery. At the end of someone's turn, you can just jerk your planeswalker out, put it into play. Like, that way you can protect it, it gets a plus and all that good stuff. Also, Teferi Time Mage, you can use on other people's turns. You can literally jerk Teferi out of the graveyard on the end of someone's turn before your turn, and then take it up, and then be able to take it up again on your turn. Lots of shenanigans here. I like this card. It's not overbearing. It's a good blocker. Not really busted. So, they're getting the mechanics down. They're doing good designing these cards. But that'll be something we'll have to address with also the price of this product, because that's a whole nother story. Anyway, moving on. The next card we have is Gatewatch Beacon. Oh, look, it's a Hedron. And everybody touching it. Let's see. Jace, Nissa, Gideon, rest in peace, Chandra. 1 white and 2 artifact. Gatewatch Beacon enters the battlefield with 3 loyalty counters on it. You can tap it for a white, so it's a mana rock. It's not bad. Has purpose. Whenever a planeswalker enters the battlefield under your control, if the Gatewatch beacon has loyalty counters on it, you may move a loyalty counter from the beacon to the planes onto that planeswalker. Okay, so not the greatest thing in the world, but if you put some proliferate in here to keep counters on this, so your planeswalkers always come in with an extra counter. Plus, it's a mana rock. Like, yeah, it only taps for white, but I mean, every planeswalker has big colorless mana value, so it's not like it's going to be not used. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's going to be one of the bomb mana rocks in Commander, but I think it's definitely going to be up in the mid tier. So I do like this card. I like it a lot. Next we have Guff Rewrites History. Red and 2 instant for each player. Choose target non-enchantment, non-land permanent that player controls. Those permanents owners shuffle them into their libraries. Each player who controlled one of those permanents exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Then put the rest on the bottom of the library in random order. Each player may cast the non-land card exiles without paying its mana cost. This is a really good card. Yes, it can be very bad and go south quickly in a large game, but if you do a board wipe or something and you manage to catch some people without permanents, like, this is just free for you because it says non-enchantment, non-land. So let's say, let's go with Legacy, for example. This is like a Legacy card. Costs for 3 mana. Let's say someone is playing control. They have nothing on the field but like some land or whatever, and they want to kill my thing. I cast this as an instant. They can't stop it. Whatever they're trying to kill, I have to put back in and shuffle, but then I get to flip from the top of my library and get something in exchange. This seems like a good card. Granted, things can go south, but that's what things like Cyclonic Rift are for. Anyway, yeah, I like it. Moving on. Next we have, the next new card is the Mythic Leori Spark Touched Hunter. White, blue, and red for a 3/3 flying vigilance. Not terrible. When it deals combat damage to a player, choose a planeswalker type. I don't know what that means. Until end of turn, whenever you activate an ability of the planeswalker of that type, I'm going to guess it means like Chandra or something. Copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copies. That's really cool. If you got 3 Chandras down, and you hit them and choose Chandra, and then just go uptick happy. Yeah, this is a pretty cool card. Obviously, only good in a deck full of planeswalkers, but that's what Planeswalker Party's for. So yeah, not busted, not broken, but it is pretty cool. I like it. So, with that said, those are all the new cards from Planeswalker Party. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Don't forget, till next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you crossing the game table.